The barnyard door opens and look what comes flying out. 7-0. Welcome to the definitive internet show on your Cincinnati Bengals, the Flying Pigskin. I'm Ken Broo, joined today by the lovely and talented Tanya O'Rourke. Tanya, just back from Pittsburgh.
Yes, just back late last night.
And how was it out there? How would you describe Pittsburgh just in the wake of yesterday's loss?
Well, Pittsburgh fans, extraordinarily unhappy, vocal about it.
Do they drink there?
Just a little bit. I was stunned. Stunned, I tell you. Like, people were interviewing people afterwards, the Bengals fans, and they were being assaulted verbally and physically by some fans. And look, it was a small percentage, of course. Well, but you know.
Yeah, and unfortunately they make it bad for everybody.
Sure.
But I often thought that was like, if you're a Bengals fan and you're traveling, that's got to be the roughest place in the world to go.
And I will say, there were not a ton of Bengals fans there. I mean,
know.
you know, what is there, like 60,000 people?
Yeah.
Maybe 2,000, 2,000 or 3,000 people that were willing to don the orange and black. Now, I've been to that stadium before as a Bengals fan, and I just wore black because I did not want to get harassed.
Sure. And the other thing, too, is I like that stadium because I think it's better than Paul Brown Stadium in the sense that if you're sitting there, you're kind of like closer to the field. It kind of like comes this way where Paul Brown Stadium comes back out that way.
I think it's like almost a carbon copy of Paul Brown Stadium.
Really?
To me, it is. I mean, you know, it feels that way. It feels an awful lot. Even in the surrounds, the wraps around the bottom of the field. Yeah. It's just, it's as if they decided, hey, 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. We got a great show today. Again, if you're watching, get the app, the WCPO app. You can find a lot of things there besides this show. The show's also up on iTunes, and we'll have a podcast, both video.
Wait, this lives on iTunes?
It lives on iTunes, audio only.
Oh.
But if you want pictures with it, you got to go to WCPO.com. Big show coming up. Ashley Zoka, who works for 9 on our side, and your side too, will be here. She's a Pittsburgh native.
Yes, well, she's a Pittsburgh fan. We don't know if she's a native. We're going to discover these things.
I'm going to go with the fact that if she's a Pittsburgh fan, she's from out that way.
Okay.
Mr. Satin will be joining us today, live in studio. Unbelievable. He's bathed, so everything should be fine with him. And the Real McCoy is here back again today.
He's already harassing me in the hallway.
Yes. And, of course, the Browns come to town on Thursday, prime time. So there's a demon that can be exercised on Thursday with a win, right, over the Brownies?
Yeah, I don't think we should underestimate them, though. I'm just saying.
Lauren Brill from our sister station. Why don't they call it a brother station? It's our sister station, WEWS.
There are things that we should ponder. Like, you should write these things down so while we're all meditating, we can ponder these issues.
Well, this thing is a pipeline to management because they sit downtown in the Scripps building and all they do is watch this show on Mondays. Yes, so
they have better things to do.
Exactly. So why do we call these things sister stations and not brother stations?
We want an answer.
Yeah, let's get some suits on that one. We have a backbench today, unlike any other, led by our ringmaster, Matt Lucan. Matt, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's that?
Well, this is my combination UC Bengal stripes.
Oh,
here, I don't know if I'm going to rip off my microphone to do it, but
where did you get that?
Oh, that's good.
Where did you get that, man?
Yeah, it was a gift actually, so I don't know where I got it.
Oh, okay.
But the Bearcats were stunning on Saturday, and the Bengals took care of business.
Man,
it was ugly game, but they got the job done.
To Matt's screen left is Brian Neese from WCPO.com. Hello, Brian.
Hi.
And to his right is the brains of this operation, Mike Stotman. Mike, good to see you.
Fired up, man.
Strut, I wish I could dress like all of you at work.
What?
I could just want to say, T-shirts and hoodies, that looks, I mean, I get to elevate my feet during the show. That's about the best thing I got.
He dresses like that all the time. Brian in short sleeves. It could be like 30 below zero outside. He wears short sleeves.
Really?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
It's a perk.
It's a perk. Yeah. And of course, to their screen right, you can barely see her. But Libby Duber is there,
Libby,
too.
Come on.
Photobomb them.
There she is.
Hi, Libby.
Do the Pete Rose, do swivel.
And to the far screen right.
He gets his own camera.
This is the guy that invented WCPR, the supreme leader.
Exactly.
Fearless leader, Mike Cannon. Proud graduate of Ohio University.
He finds your lack of faith disturbing.
Now, you know who we're going to first in this. The last time he was on the show, he showed up in, let's just say, strange attire.
Really?
Yeah, he had this athletic T-shirt on, like he was showing off his guns, which he doesn't have any. But joining us now, look at him now, he's all bundled up. It is the greatest athlete in the history of Western Hills High School and at the University of Minnesota, Rodney Heath. Rodney, welcome.
How you doing, man?
Wait a minute, Rodney, sun's out, guns out. What's up?
Well, Ken was messing with me about it. I didn't want to show him up. You know, we talked about the guns he had, so I'll go ahead and put mine away.
Now, that jersey that's framed behind you, what is that from? What team is that?
The Cincinnati Bengals.
I think it might be the Bengals from back in the 70s, I think. Maybe.
Do they know you took that?
Nah. So you better not say anything about it.
He ordered it off NFL.com. Come on. No, Rodney, it is so good to see you. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
What did you think of that game yesterday?
You know what? I thought it was a sloppy game. Like, Matt had said earlier. I mean, I thought it was a sloppy game. I also felt like it was a game that the Bengals needed. It was a game that they had to go in and win at any cause, almost like the way Al Davis said, just win. So they went through that. It was a short week, so they can't go with this win and just be so stuck on it for so long. Like, hey, we're 7-0, man. You still got work right around the corner.
Yeah, you and I were on Sports of All Sorts last night, and I said, it's not over for the division race, but do the math. If 11 wins this thing, which I think it wins it going away, the Steelers only get there if they go 7-1 in their final 8. And the Browns and the Ravens can't get to 11 wins because they don't have enough games left.
Right.
So all the Bengals have to do is win 4 or 5. They win the division. So I don't think the division race is in question. You got to keep winning to get that seed, that 1 or 2 seed right now.
Because you have the Patriots and you have the Broncos.
Yes.
I mean, it's the league of the division of undefeateds.
Yes. And I think that Broncos game, Rodney, is probably going to be for where do they play that game in January, either here or out there. That's what makes that game important.
Exactly. I mean, you can't take those teams lightly as well. I mean, if you think about it, these teams can go into those weeks and, with only 1 or 2 losses maybe. I mean, nobody's been defeated yet. So now you're talking about right now and in November, trying to get home field advantage pretty much throughout, or at least get 2 games at home. Because right now I don't think there's any other teams other than the Bengals in their division that's actually going to get into the playoffs.
So who do you think gets in? If somebody from the South will get in. I think, obviously in the West you got Denver. In the East you got New England. In the North you got Cincy. In the South it's whoever. Right now, if you had to pick 2 wild card teams, who would it be?
I mean, I would say more so if you're leaning towards the Jets and the Raiders. I mean, Pittsburgh just lost Bell. And he's done for the year. And who knows how long Ben is going to last. So they're in some type of disarray. I mean, their defense is okay, but, they don't have anything coming from there. I mean, Cleveland and unless they do something great, I don't expect them to get in there. So I would lean more so towards the Raiders, maybe the Jets.
That makes sense.
Maybe somebody from the East, possibly.
And the Jets just lost. Well, Fitzpatrick has ligament damage in his non-throwing hand, so who knows what his status is. Smith goes in yesterday; he gets in. The one thing that the Bengals have going for them, Tanya, is they don't get hurt.
Well,
they don't get. They're nobody gets hurt.
What is he doing to us? Listen.
I don't know.
You lose Dalton. They lost Bell yesterday. You lose Dalton. This thing's done. You lose Green. This thing's done.
Not say that though. You can't just let that go and not say we're going to lose anybody. We had some guys on the defense. Offense has been clean, other than Smith getting hurt yesterday.
Yeah.
But on the defensive side, I still think it's key. When you got Mal Luga in there, you got to see how he's coming back. Hopefully he bounces back this week. You got a short week. So, towards the end, it gets colder, and I don't know. I mean, that could have an effect on guys as well.
They're staying healthy so far. Can we just go with that? The Bengals are healthy so far. And, Rodney, I mean, that defense yesterday, you gotta be proud of that defense.
Yeah, they did the things they had to do to keep him out. I mean, I don't care if it's bend, don't break defense. They did the things they had to. And they got some turnovers key in the end. I mean, it's big for them, especially on the road. And that gives them that confidence that anytime they go on the road, they can win. I think I told you this before, Ken, is that they protect home and they steal some on the road, they'll be fine. And then that prepares them for the playoffs.
Right.
Should we pause for one moment? Ken, I hope I'm not derailing your show entirely. I'm just here as a guest. But look at those ugly Pittsburgh uniforms. Can we just take a moment to marinate in that?
Yeah.
I mean,
those
Rodney,
aren't throwback uniforms, they're throw-up uniforms.
Rodney, do you like those uniforms?
You know what? Ken hasn't told you, but I do have a Pittsburgh native in my house.
Oh.
Right.
So you got to be careful.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of careful on what I say, but I personally think they look like they were some type of, prison uniforms or something.
They do. And you should see all the people, all the fans there, they all have those jerseys. They literally, there were so many people in that stadium yesterday wearing a replica of that jersey, of that look. And it was dumbfounding to me as to why you would choose to put that on your body.
I know. Hey, Rodney, it's great seeing you, man. Are you the greatest athlete in the history of Western Hills High School, or was Pete Rose?
Oh, man, you asked me this before, and I'm going to say Pete Rose. How about that?
Really?
Oh, he's the all-great Pete Rose, man. Now, you say football, then I'll say me.
That's right.
Right.
Absolutely. Rodney, thanks for joining us, man.
Oh, man, have a good
Bye,
one.
Rodney.
Rodney Heath.
Bye.
He's the best. He's funny. His wife is from Pittsburgh. They've been married like 19, 20 years.
I bet he's just kind of shaking a little bit, saying some of those things.
Here now is the aforementioned Mr. Satin. Satin, it's good to see you.
We're here.
He is the Duke of Over the Rhine.
Oh, man,
it's good
bring
to
it
see
on.
you. I know. Satin, your thoughts on yesterday's game?
Terrific. It doesn't matter how we get the W, calling it since day one, 16-0. We're one more step toward that goal.
He called it. He did.
It's great. I think finally now maybe we got a little attitude. A little bit of
swagger.
Hey, we can beat anybody in the North. We got that. Right?
Got it down, Pat.
So bring them on. Bring them on.
Well, here's the deal. Now, I talk about the division race being over. You're 3.5 up on Pittsburgh.
Right.
You're 5.5 up on the Ravens and the Browns. So, and you add a game to all of that because you've beaten all three of those teams. So you're really 4.5 and 6.5 up on those teams.
Take it easy.
Wait, we have not beaten the Browns.
What? What am I taking it easy? Why should I take it easy? I took it easy for 25 years. Why do I need to take it easy now?
We haven't beaten the Browns yet. You're jinxing it again. We're 2-0 in the division.
With the injuries and the whole thing?
I don't understand why people can't get excited.
I'm excited. I'm overjoyed. I'm tickled pink.
Let's play him tonight.
Play him tonight.
Bring him down tonight. I'm trying to see if we can get Manziel. I'm going to take Manziel out the night before.
Well, that won't be tough. That won't be
Let's
tough.
go around. I'll show him. Over the line.
Would you buy him a cocktail, maybe?
Mr. Satin, who do you think's going to teach who the most on that night out, you or Johnny?
I think it's just going to.
My money's on
be a
Manziel.
match made in heaven. I think we're going to have.
I think the money's on Manziel just because he's got the budget that could be a little bit more exploratory.
That's the thing. The budget is the big thing. That's the key word.
Now, Satin, you're a lifelong Bengals fan.
Yeah.
Do you get an extra tingle when they beat the Steelers or when they beat the Browns? What's the tingle factor in this for you?
The tingle, I think the biggest tingle, wherever you put, like on the operation game, wherever you're going to point that,
Wait a minute, I'm just
that,
gonna
little,
say
that little thing to. I think the
My
biggest
career's
bone
in jeopardy right now.
The biggest bone is the Steeler bone.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Right?
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
We played them the most, I think.
I think so.
Is that right? I think we played the most in history.
It doesn't matter.
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
Just go with it.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
Don't
that
let the
big
facts get in
tingle
the way of a
bone
big,
is the
good story.
Steeler bone.
Right.
And second is the brownie bone.
Right.
Oh my God.
Did you have an operation game when you were a child?
I did. I was terrible at it.
Did you have one of those?
I was awesome at it.
Really?
Yes.
You know what I had, and somebody gave it to me, and I thought, what are they trying to say here? Remember the game Mystery Date?
No.
Somebody gave me that.
Is that like Guess Who?
Yeah, but it was always these guys, what guy? And like they gave me this game. Here's a game to play. Was Mystery Date.
It's like mustache.
Mystery
Mystery Date. You don't remember Mystery Date?
I
Yeah.
went on
You
a
remember
couple,
that, Matt,
but I don't
Mystery Date?
remember the game.
I don't think I ever had it. I remember the commercial.
Yeah.
It was like a jingle.
Right.
Something.
Open the door for your mystery.
Yeah.
Somebody gave that to me.
Wasn't that 7 Minutes in Heaven?
No, it was. No,
I had a lot of sisters. Maybe
was that
one
Tinder?
of them had it. I
Huh?
don't know.
Isn't that Tinder?
I'm on Tinder. Did you hear
You
about
are
this?
not. No.
I don't want to take this off the rails. But
I thought it was Grindr.
Wait a minute. I'm in a bar, right? First mistake. And some guy comes up and he says, "Can I take your picture?" Yeah, sure, dude. Next thing I know, my son emails me, "Hey, you're on Tinder." This guy puts that picture up as his Tinder picture.
Are you kidding?
That's
I'm just saying, yeah, so, if you
People
see
got
me.
the hots
You know
for
what?
you.
Here, I got to say, that's quite a compliment. He wanted to use your face
There you
as
go.
his Tinder
I
profile.
know.
And just this past weekend, a young man, your doppelganger,
Yes.
created his whole Halloween
It's
costume
unbelievable.
to be you.
I know.
You are a god.
I know. Well, I wish you'd tell that to some people that work here, but yeah, absolutely.
Just so you know,
Let's start on this floor if you could.
for our
Nice little
thousands
shot
and
of that.
thousands
Yeah.
of viewers at home right now or at work, Ken lets us know that he's a god whenever he thinks.
Yeah, right. Matt, could you get this back on track for us?
Okay, well, let's talk about the Bengals still being undefeated and Mr. Satin still being correct. They're going to
You are. I mean, really and truly.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody thought you were nuts.
We have it on
Wait.
videotape or something, recorded digitally.
Well,
do?
You know,
We do?
Yes.
Can we see it?
Make sure you archive
Well, we don't
that
have
now.
it at our fingertips
okay.
right now. Take it easy.
Because each week I look at
Do you
that.
think they've honestly, I mean, you say that, and we're
Yeah.
having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
But someone's got to lose. New England has to lose,
Yeah.
or we have to lose, or Denver has to lose.
Right.
Well, between Denver and us, someone's going to lose.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone's going to go at least 15-1.
Let's get to that game, though. I feel like we can really get to that game. I mean, it's out there. It's going to be tough. You know, we got to play it mile high.
Well, I think New England has to play out there, too.
Ooh, I
So
didn't
New
know
England's
that.
going out there, yeah.
Is that before or after? I mean, that's toward the end of the season.
I think it's before Cincinnati goes out
I
there.
love
And did
that.
you see what they did, the Broncos did last night?
I know. It was
That
unbelievable.
we listened to it on the whole drive back
Yeah.
from Pittsburgh, and it made the time go by. I was impressed.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers got me like 6 points on that game, so you know.
Are you going down to the game on Thursday?
Let's
Satin?
do it. Yeah, I'm looking for some tickets right now. We're going to be running around, but I'm trying to get inside there. So if anybody sees me, throw some tickets at me. But we're definitely going to be down there.
You got to get one of those signs like the guys. It says, I need tickets.
Yeah, see, that always
You
leads to
stand on
something
3rd
else
Street
that's weird and awkward. So.
What does it lead to, Satin?
Well, you know, that's kind of a front sometimes, you know, with the I need tickets thing. You don't really know if they need tickets, if they're trying to buy tickets. Lure
They're
you
trying to
into
do
a
both.
van.
They're trying to do both. They say you need tickets, and then as soon as you go no, then they go, you need to sell?
That's right.
Yeah, but, you know, that's also like they bring you over to the corner. They're like, I got some candy, leftover Halloween candy.
Oh, I do.
Weird.
Look,
It gets weird.
who
Look
wants
at
some
this.
Halloween candy?
Oh, my goodness.
I brought Oreos. Anyone?
Oh, I'll take
Diabetes
those.
in a bag over there.
Sour Patch for you. Oh, those are for Mike McCoy.
Satin, it was good to see you, man.
Yeah,
This is
you
Mr. Satin, who's going to be down in the parking lots in and around the game on Thursday night. So
yeah.
look for Satin. You going to have a camera?
I hope so. Yeah.
You hope so?
We're looking over there across the board there.
He said we're going to have a
yeah,
camera.
There we go.
So
yeah.
Satin, you'll have some stuff for us next week.
Yeah. There'll probably be some sort of what is it, Sour Patch alcohol involved with these.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
The
make some shit.
vodka laced gummy bears or
Right.
something like that.
Yeah.
Satin, it was good to see you, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Mr. Satin. Now, let's take a look at the AFC North. I want to do the AFC North roundup. Would that be okay, Tanya, if we did the AFC?
Whatever you want to
No,
do.
I want to do the
am
AFC
literally
North roundup.
here because Keenan got to sleep in at the hotel yesterday.
You know what's happening? Keenan and Popovich are on their way back from Pittsburgh, and Keenan is driving, and Popovich is asleep in the back seat. I have pictures.
Are you sure? Is this
I'm
true?
dead serious. Yeah,
Have you
because Keenan
tweeted
went
these
back
out?
there and took. Yeah, Popovich is passed out in the back. Okay, so there you go. We just had up 7-0. That's what I'm saying. 11 games wins this thing.
Okay.
So since he's got 7 wins, they got to just get 4 of their last 9. Pittsburgh's 4-4, so they played 8. They only got 8 left. The only way they're going to get to 11 is go 7-1. And the other 2 teams, they've played 8. They can't get to 11.
No, they can't. And so let's assume, right, that we would win on Thursday. That would put us at 8-0, and the Browns at 2-7.
Right.
Yeah, they're done. No, the Browns and Ravens are done.
They're done, and the Steelers aren't going to go 7-1 without Bell and Roethlisberger on one leg. Yesterday, though, this was good. In Cleveland, I really thought the Browns had a chance to pull the upset.
you?
Yes, I
You
really
really
did.
did?
I had a dude on from my sports investment guy was on with me on the radio, and he thought that was going to be the upset special. But Palmer was great yesterday.
Yeah.
Just absolutely lights out. So the Browns lose by 14, and then the Ravens game was actually very entertaining. They beat the Chargers 29-26. But they lost Steve Smith, their wide receiver, for the rest of the year with a ruptured Achilles. That's what I'm saying. You lose one guy, and it changes the complexion of everything.
The injury report is everything.
It does. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so anyway.
Look
So
that we got Burfict back yesterday. What a difference he made right on the first play.
I couldn't believe how many plays he played yesterday.
He's got to be hurting today.
Well, I'm sure he's sore. Yeah, because he had like one practice in the last year, and now he's out there making all his tackles.
That's sad about Steve Smith too, because that's the end of his career.
Well, he says. Now,
He's gonna
we were
retire.
listening to some reports last night saying that the reason that they wouldn't trade him was because they expected him to come back next year.
Exactly. I think he'll be back.
Well, and I mean,
I think he'll be back. I
Yeah.
think he's too competitive. He's too mean.
The money's too good.
Yeah, he's good.
The money's good.
some ridiculous amount of the Ravens' offense went through him.
I
So
know.
it's, when you talk about losing one guy, I mean, he was their only guy, really.
Did you pick that out on purpose today to wear, Mike, or was that just the cleanest thing you had? Because that's Cincinnati Bengal.
Wow.
It's actually the only shirt and tie I have.
Well, you look like a
usually he's got a hoodie on like me.
Yeah, I usually do.
Where do you get an orange shirt? That's pretty
very
swing.
nice.
Yeah.
That's almost that sateen finish. I like that. Let's welcome in from 9 on your side, one of our intrepid reporters, Ashley Zoka.
Hello,
Ashley.
Ashley.
Welcome. What does your shirt say?
Got rings.
Rub it in.
Yeah.
Rub it in.
Yeah. When you don't have current affairs, you talk about history, right? Okay.
Did you grow up in Pittsburgh?
I did.
Where?
In a suburb, Belle Vernon, 30 minutes south of Pittsburgh. But I went to school at Duquesne University and
Duquesne.
yeah, Duquesne.
I find it fascinating. We have so many refugees from Pittsburgh.
I know. Well, who wants to live there?
I know.
I know. I'm sorry. Did I say something wrong?
Pittsburgh's the best city ever.
Did you say Yuns?
Yins.
Yins?
Yins.
Yin. And I see Yins downtown at the Steller game or
All
the Pirate
that.
game?
The Steelers, yeah.
Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you did all of that?
All
you had
of
to
that.
lose that, right?
I had to go to a speech coach because I had such a Yinzer accent.
Really?
Did you really?
Yes.
That's the way they talk out there. They
She's
do.
not kidding.
It's
Is this
really
like
bad.
some Dutch thing?
No, it's like UNs. It's like I saw UNs. Like people, I saw UNs.
Like how you guys say you all. We say Yins.
You say you all a lot.
Y'all, it's y'all.
I went to the University of
Y'all.
Cincinnati and the University of Tennessee. I say y'all.
Y'all, yeah, it's y'all. Y'all.
No, but I mean, it's colloquial because on the East Coast where I grew up, you're talking about going out to get some coffee. Hey, you talking to me? I mean, that's the way that people talk differently in different areas of the country. But where you're from it's very pretty. You mentioned that too. It's a really pretty downtown.
Yeah, actually, Pittsburgh is such a
reminds
pretty.
me a lot of Cincinnati.
It's very similar,
Yeah.
even especially like where the stadiums are down there.
Right.
And they have that sort of with their banks. Mm-hmm. It's very similar to me.
But you're not used to what's going on out there now, where you got injuries and they lose. Tell us
Is that
about.
why the fans were hateful? They're not used to it?
Well,
Sorry.
Yes.
It's just, I didn't mean to.
Yes.
No, it's all right. It's your show.
That's the way
This is all thank you. So go ahead.
things were going great in the beginning. Big Ben was back,
Yeah.
and then just Bell got hurt.
Yeah.
And
What is it like growing up in Pittsburgh, where it's so much a part of that culture? It's not really that way here with the Bengals. It is that way here to a degree with the Reds. But
I don't know. I grew up here. It's part of your culture.
But I mean, losing. There's a lot of
losing is
losing.
good.
But
Oh,
when
I'm
you
always
win all
afraid
the
they're gonna
time,
lose.
Right.
what's that like growing up
it's
there?
it's amazing. You just bleed black and gold. And actually Pittsburgh was voted worst dressed last year because all we do is wear uniforms
Well, did
every
you
day.
see what they wore on the field yesterday?
Okay, first off, I have one of those.
Oh, I told you. I told you these
What
people
number?
like
What
it.
number?
I have Big Ben, number
Big Ben,
7,
okay.
and they're beautiful bumblebees.
No, they don't. It looks,
Beautiful
no,
A bumblebee.
no, it's
No,
horrible. It looks like
bumblebees.
Bambi's feeling better. That's what those things look
My
like.
son's going to go to an art college. They're the bumblebees. You don't want to be the bumblebees. It's just not. No.
Someone at
I'm
our
wearing
house
it
said it
next
looked like a
time.
Hamburglar.
Oh, right. If they would have had the little mask.
Yeah, that's all they needed.
That's all.
But one thing that Pittsburgh has that Cincinnati doesn't have is what she's got on her shirt, rings.
Many things that we don't have. Yes.
Well, but I know, but they have all those Super Bowl championships, and you can't. I've always said this: the Steelers are what the Bengals want to be when they grow up, and that's
It is
that's
true
what they have.
that I do have incredible jealousy of fandom. I mean, like to be a Bengals fan is to be a long and suffering Bengals fan, but to be a Steelers fan, yeah, sure, you've had your years where it hasn't been so good, but boy, you guys have a
One's
great
a little rough
organization.
right now. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, I would be too,
This
because
is one
Bella's your
season,
best
though.
player.
This is one season, though, Ashley. I mean, you're not old enough. Maybe the 90s were sort of mediocre. The 80s were mediocre for the Steelers.
I wasn't even born yet.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You're not old enough. But when you're a Bengals fan, we went through a decade of where we only won 4 or 5 games every year. You're just 4 and 4. 1. I know. Look at that. Oh my God. What would you do?
Right. Well,
What would Sundays be like?
I did the Bengals games on radio for 5 years.
What do you talk about?
100 games, they won 20, including preseason.
Is it hard? I mean, I always wonder for you guys, the Reds this season. I felt sorry for Marty after a while because what do you talk about after a while?
Well, you get really excited about like first downs.
Ashley, are you a fan of Striper?
Of Striper?
Well, I just
What is that, a
just
beer?
found this. It's a band, and this is
Oh,
what
wow.
they wear.
I am a fan now.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Look at those guys.
Please tell me that's like from the hair
They're
band
an 80s group, yeah.
Yeah, okay, look, we have Wags out here who is still in the hair band. And he's too big, yeah.
You know who the most famous musician is, though, from Pittsburgh? It's George Benson. George
Really?
Benson,
She
yeah.
doesn't know who George Benson is.
You don't know
I
George
feel
Benson?
like I do.
No,
Give me
you
a
need-
song. Give me a song.
Okay, you asked.
Okay, let's hear it.
Sing every week on the
Lady,
show.
love me one more time. Feel your body close to mine. Lady, love me one more time. Lady, love me.
Okay, not at all the tune.
Remember that one?
But the words are right.
Well, you could probably sing the Steelers fight song.
He has a famous version of On Broadway, but
Ashley wants to sing the Steelers fight song.
Oh, no,
oh my God.
This is the town with the great football team.
Are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
See, I told you. And then you reel off a bunch of guys that are either dead or played back in the 60s, and that's
a lot of
or
them,
got shingles.
Yeah, it's a polka. You got it. No, honestly, I hate.
It's fun.
But when any team that has a polka for a fight song is a fun team to root for.
Hear the Bengals growling.
Yeah. So Ashley, they have to play out here
December
in December.
13th.
Are you going?
Oh, I already have tickets.
And what really?
I'm sorry, you have to work that day.
Yeah, that's right.
I haven't told you yet.
I already told our boss. I was like, I can't work.
Yeah, don't worry about that. It'll change. But the fact of the matter is it could all change when you get out here, right? I mean, all these games. It's not a season.
We're only halfway through the season.
Right. I've always said it's not a season. It's 16 individual seasons inside of 3 months, and everything changes on matchups and injuries. So who knows what it's going to be like? We'll just keep winning games.
Please stop wishing injuries on my Bengals.
I'm not wishing. I'm just saying they've been very lucky.
Yes, they have.
Ashley?
I like the Bengals, just not when they're playing the Steelers.
Wait, do you really like the Bengals? Or do you just say that because you can't have people hate you around here?
I actually bought a Bengals shirt this week.
Wow.
I just couldn't take it out
Steeler
yesterday. I couldn't take it out.
You didn't want to do laundry?
See, like that's the thing though, Tanya. In Cincinnati, we have what we call Steeler Week. In Pittsburgh, they don't have Bengal Week.
No, they don't.
Care.
No, they don't. No, they really don't.
We hate them because they win all the time, and they just are like, well, that's one of the teams that we beat all the time, and God bless them. you know, that's different.
Ashley, thank you for stopping
by.
by.
Thank you for having me.
Watch your Ashley Zoka. You do it on the 7 o'clock show.
7 o'clock and 11 o'clock.
On 9 on your side at 7 and 11.
Yep.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck with your shirt. Now it's time for what we call the 2-minute warning. Are you familiar with this?
I am not familiar with this.
Well, this is very exciting.
Look at my rundown here?
Yes, here's the first question that we have. Do you like Thursday NFL games? Do you like Thursday NFL games?
No.
No, I don't like them either. I'm a traditionalist. I just like Sunday football.
I like Sunday and Monday night.
That's what I like. But Thursday night is it's a money grab for the NFL.
It's a money grab, and it's just another night to get loaded and eat chicken wings. We just need less of that a little bit in our household.
Why do we need less of getting loaded and eating chicken wings?
well, you know.
You don't need a football game to do that. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. They play Thursday night. The Bengals don't play again till a week from Monday night.
It makes
they
for
go
a
away
long
for like 2 weeks.
Or something. It feels forever.
To me, it's like I just don't like. And plus, I think I don't think you get your best football on Thursday nights because it's such a short turnaround.
I also, and if this is a question, I'm sorry, but I also do not like the whole going to London thing.
Well, the Bengals will be going to London here in another year or two. They all have to go to London at some point.
I bet they're going in the next year.
Yeah. Well, there's like 4 London games now.
I don't like it.
Why don't they just put a team there?
Is it just me, or do they just also schedule?
Wouldn't
schedule the games that nobody wants to watch for the London games. I mean, who wants to watch the Lions?
It's a death knell if you get scheduled to go over there.
Well, and 2 weeks ago, when I forgot who played over there, maybe it was Buffalo and Jacksonville. It wasn't even on TV. It was on Yahoo.com. You had to watch it on it wasn't even on TV. You had to watch it on Yahoo.com.
Well, yesterday's game, we were going to the stadium, and trust me, we were up at 6 a.m. to start working, and we're going into the stadium at 10, and they're playing. I'm like, wait, this is wrong.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. So we don't like Thursday. Bad for players, and sometimes you just forget their games.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that
we have homework to do in our household. I would prefer not to have Thursday night games.
Right. There's beer to drink. Can't
be drinking beer on a Thursday night. I just can't be
tennis
doing that.
to be served up.
Gotta remember to set my fantasy lineup.
That's right.
That does make it complicated.
One day. I only can do it on Wednesday. That's it.
Brian, why don't you tell us how your fantasy team is doing? Because I know you're dying to tell us.
It's so-so. It's just okay. I'm 3-3-1 in one league, and I'm
all right, that's a sickness if you're in more than one league.
How much money have you won on DraftKings.com? That's the big question.
$6.
How much did you put in?
$6.
$6. All right, we got. Cleveland's coming in on Thursday night. We talked about last year with Cleveland how, the bad Andy Dalton showed up. The Bengals wilt in prime time. This is a huge game for them to exercise some more demons on Thursday night.
Yep.
But Cleveland's rolling in here, and they still have this kind of thought that they could still make the playoffs.
They have no chance of making the playoffs.
Well, you know that, and I know that. But in Cleveland, they feel differently. And at that point, why don't we bring in from our sister station, WEWS in Cleveland, let's bring in sports reporter Lauren Brill. Lauren, welcome to this this thing we call the Flying Pigskin.
I'm not sure how confident people here in Cleveland are about the Browns making the playoffs at this point.
So they're not delusional either. They're going, yeah, we see what we got here.
I'm sure they want to make the playoffs, but I don't think they are seeing that as a likely possibility at this point. The way the team is playing and their record obviously is not indicative of a playoff team.
Look, I'll say this: the Bengals did not play fabulously yesterday. They pulled out a win, and I think they won, and I think that it does make for a good team if you can win the games that you're not playing well in. But they're going to come off of a very short turn and have to play the Browns, and this could be a good opportunity for the Browns. Do you see that at all?
Well, the Browns just had a tough game yesterday. They had a decent first half and then played terribly in the second half. And then you also have to think two of their best players, Dante Whitner and Joe Gated, now in concussion protocol, so that's the struggle. And they just can't seem to pull through with wins, whether it's a short turnaround or not. I don't think it really makes a difference right now. I think they've got bigger problems than the short turnaround.
Lauren, I feel for you and for your compadres up there in Cleveland in this sense. We had Ocho Cinco down here for years, and every time Ocho Cinco burped, we had to go do a story on it or follow him. You got Manziel up there. How tedious is that, just kind of like being on Johnny Manziel watch all the time?
Yeah, I mean, it's just every little move he makes. I actually feel bad for him a little bit that it's going to be publicized. I mean, my personal opinion on the situation that's going on now is that it was in part because it's Johnny Manziel in terms of the media attention that he got. I don't think he necessarily would have gotten that attention if it was anybody else on the team. So he's definitely scrutinized. We're definitely constantly on Johnny Manziel watch because of the not only local scrutiny but also the national attention that a player like that brings. And remember, he's barely playing. He's not even like a key player on the team as of right now.
Yeah. So what are you expecting on Thursday night? I guess McCown plays despite the hit he took yesterday. Do you sense in any way, shape, or form that the Browns have a shot at winning this game Thursday night?
I mean, it's sports, so you never know it's sports, right? There's always a shot, but I do think the Bengals are obviously the much stronger team, and I think it'll be an uphill climb for the Browns right now, especially with some of the pieces that are missing or that will likely be missing.
Yeah.
How's the dog pound doing? I'm curious because of this. Because for years, as a Bengals fan, long suffering, it was tough in times to go and cheer on your team. It was tough, and I feel like the Browns are sort of in that phase where we were, for so many years. And so I'm curious.
Because I don't think there's ever a problem with them cheering on their team. And I just moved here, so it's still kind of new to me, but they are definitely dedicated fans, and I don't think there's ever an issue, no matter what the score of the game is or the record of their team, cheering on their teams. They're definitely still very hyped up for each and every game that I've seen.
What they did to secure the name Browns, and I mean, as soon as they lost the team, the fact that they lost it was kind of crazy. Art Modell screwed them, but I've never seen a community do what they did, and they tried to have legislation and trademark the name or whatever, and that's why the Ravens are called the Ravens, and the Ravens' history doesn't start when the Browns' history starts. But I've been up there for games too, and there's no more dedicated fans than I've ever come in contact with.
For sure. I mean, people grew up with this team, and when they left, I think a lot of people were heartbroken. Someone I worked with here said the only time she ever saw her father cry was when the Browns left. So, I mean, that really gives you insight into how passionate people here are about the Browns and this team.
Lauren, will we get to see your beautiful face here at WCPO on Thursday before the game or after?
I wish I was able to travel, but I will be back here covering this team from here.
Well, I will say this. I feel for the Browns. I feel for the Browns fans. It's been a rough road since 1999 when they came back in the league. But the fact of the matter is, as Lauren said, it's sports. And anything can happen. I'm taking nothing for granted on Thursday night. Nothing. Lauren, it's great having you with us. Thank you so much. Tell everybody up there we said hi. Yeah. If you need anything, just let us know, because the home office is only 3 blocks away.
Okay, great. Thank you.
We have a direct line.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you. Lauren Brill from WEWS. And now joining the festivities, the highlight of the show.
This is what I've been waiting for,
It's the Real McCoy, who has come in here, I'm sure, contrite, because Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton sucks.
He did not.
But Cam Broo, you don't.
Look at that. Look at that.
What is this?
Yeah. Just cover up the number on that.
So we can
cover up the number on that.
Cover up the number on that.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
That's when that hair wasn't red. That's when you were dyeing it, right?
Dyeing it?
Yeah.
Dude, do you think you can get this out of a bottle?
He already explained to us that that's not possible.
No, that's legit.
Now, redheads don't get gray hairs; they give gray hairs.
Now, how is this that this beautiful, fine, tender young thing in here with her feet up, talking about football? What you know about football, girl?
Well, you know who you get to thank for that. I think it's Ed Hartman. Is that his name? From Furniture Fair, who provided us with those lovely automatic recliners.
Oh, okay, but still, how do you get to put your feet up?
Well, I can do it too.
Well, go ahead and do it. Let me see you recline.
I didn't know it reclined until Ken Broo taught me how.
Oh,
it was
look
awesome.
at that.
Well, actually, last week Keenan Singleton tried to do it, and he went flying face first.
Well, he's off kill. I mean, you two are both so tall.
Yeah,
He's
well,
a little off balance.
he was a little awkward with the
Why
sea leg.
bump all that? Let's get back to some football.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I've said this. The AFC North race is over. There is no way any of those teams are going to catch Cincinnati because 11 wins this thing. 10 may win this thing. Mm-hmm. So Cincinnati's game right now, as what is this, November the 2nd?
Right.
Think about this.
No,
we got 2
November
months left
1st.
in the season.
Right.
All they got to worry about right now for the next 2 months is getting one of those top 2 seeds because anything else doesn't matter right now.
Let me say this. That's what I was trying to tell you guys from the beginning. They're going to make the playoffs, okay? Mm-hmm. We know that they didn't make the playoffs the last 4 years in a row.
Right.
All this really don't matter right now. It's what they do when they get to the playoffs.
Well,
That's
sure.
the big question mark. And if that boy keeps running around like he did yesterday, that so-called quarterback that sucks for the Bengals, you know what's going to happen to him? Listen.
You did not just break that little
His
chicken.
neck is going to get broken. That's what's going to happen to him. So let him keep running around there, and you'll find out. That's what's going to happen.
Break that chicken's neck?
What did you put in there
That's
to break
Andy Dalton. No, that's Dalton's neck being broke. So y'all talking about no injuries? The Bengals have been the fewest team in the league without injuries.
You're right.
Right now, Maluga almost got hurt.
Right.
Smith almost got hurt.
He got hurt.
So all we got to do is you boys lose a couple more people.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem. And once Dalton gets fell on that arm or whatever, done.
Why would you even bring that into the cosmos?
Why
would you do that?
He is
I'm
right.
that black magic.
You are a sour
Yes,
patch.
I am that black magic.
You know what?
Throwing that at you.
You know, it really, it's true. They have not had a debilitating injury.
No.
There's no. You tell me a quarterback that has started every one of the last 47 games he's played. The only guy I can come up with, and I may be wrong on this, is Eli Manning.
Ooh.
I can't think of another quarterback. Maybe Mike can Google.
Listen.
I'll ask Dr. Google.
Aaron Rodgers, maybe?
Aaron Rodgers, maybe.
The year before.
He was hurt the year
But
before.
here's the thing. We were so injured last year. And I know you're talking about Andy Dalton specifically.
Right.
But we were so injured last year. I get what you're saying, and you're absolutely, positively correct. We are 1 or 2 injuries away from complete catastrophe.
What time?
However, can we just enjoy it?
No, we're not going to enjoy anything because
No, he's not.
there are
No.
3 things
Okay,
that happen.
And it's not just about the playoffs. I know.
Hold on.
Does he get
You're
any
not
credit?
at home right now. I'm not your husband. He's not your husband. We don't have to take this.
How about that?
But I know your
I'm telling
wife,
you,
and I can
it's
give her
3
a
things.
call.
You got to be healthy, lucky, and good.
Right.
Right now, they're somewhat good. They're lucky. But the health is another issue that's going to come in play. I guarantee you,
But everyone else is unhealthy
December
too.
and January rolls around, the Bengals are going to have injuries. There are going to be problems
Every
in River
team
City.
is.
Sure.
Right,
I
you
mean,
ready?
they're not out there all alone.
Yes.
Here we go.
All right. Longest active streaks have started made in a row by quarterbacks. Eli Manning, 186. Phillip
good.
Rivers, 161. Joe Flacco, 135. Tom Brady, 115. Matt Ryan, 95.
So there's tons of them.
And then Andy Dalton, 75.
So Andy Dalton is
What do all of those teams have
I
in
think
common
it's,
with the exception of San Diego?
7.
What do all of those teams have in common with the exception of San Diego?
They're all good teams.
They're
They're all going
really
to the
good.
playoffs.
That's right.
Baltimore,
Is not going to the playoffs.
not going to the playoffs.
Yeah, but
So.
you know.
San Diego may go to the playoffs.
San Diego has a better chance than Baltimore.
You're right.
Even though Baltimore just beat them.
Right.
Yeah. Can I say this?
You can say anything you want.
Tell us.
No, I can't.
No, you can.
It's the internet.
No, I'm
Mike,
not.
I've cleared it with corporate. You can say anything you want.
All right, Jeff Brogan, you heard that, right? But, it's like this right here, Act like you've been there before. You guys are like whooping and raving, come to work with bingo
But we haven't been there before, Michael.
And, act like you've been there before.
But that's the
Paul
point.
Brown used to
We
say.
have not been there before.
So
7-0, first time in franchise history.
I'm trying to give you some gumption on how you're supposed to act. When you're winning, don't say a word. Let the winning speak for itself. But you walk around this building, and all I'm hearing, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. Ha, 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 ha. What the hell? Super who? Super nothing.
Would you like to play the final 2-minute drill with us?
Go ahead, hands down.
2-minute drill is Thursday night against the Cleveland Browns. What should we expect both from the Browns and the Bengals? And you're up first, Tanya.
From the Bengals, I think that we got away from the running game way too much in that Pittsburgh game. I think we take a ground attack again. We get back on the ground and we start running the ball. And I think that we're going to score a healthy amount.
Mike, what do you expect Thursday night from the Bengals and the Browns?
Andy Dalton is going to get his leg rolled up on, and probably his knee's going to get damaged. And Cleveland will probably win by 20.
Yeah,
Cleveland's going to win by 20.
What did they do last year to them? Wasn't it by 20, 25, 23 or something like that? They have nothing to lose. They want to be the spoilers.
Cleveland doesn't have the secondary to
I
stick
wouldn't give a
stick up
jack
with
rat if
Green
they didn't have.
They don't have the secondary to stay up with Green and Jones and all that. So first of all, if Dalton has a pulse and he doesn't have food poisoning, he's going to throw the ball a lot and he's going to complete a lot of passes. Secondly, the big question becomes, can McCown move the ball against the Bengals? The only guy he's got that I've seen that he can make any kind of hay with is his tight end Barnage. He got nothing else going on up there.
Travis Benjamin's pretty good, too.
Who?
Travis Benjamin.
Let's be honest. I mean, it does become down to a numbers game, McCoy. And you're right. There's heart involved. You're right. They want to just go out and take out knees, sure. But I just don't think that a professional team can do that.
I didn't mean that literally. I'm just saying if he gets hurt, the way he runs around. But they want to be spoilers. They can't be anything else but spoilers.
But you can't be a spoiler if
These
you
are
can't
grown men. They have pride.
But listen to your man Broo, because he's right.
He's not my man.
Yes.
You are, well, then who is?
The hell? He's not my man. He's sitting over with a bag of Oreo cookies, and he's got it wrong because it's chocolate on the outside and the white cream in the center. He's got it wrong.
Okay, anyway, so Broo's got it right.
What was that?
I have no idea. So you just move on, right?
Yes.
You just keep
Right,
moving.
exactly.
You say the best for last.
Right.
Is that the personnel makes the difference.
Yes.
Right.
And the Bengals are stacked. He's right. I mean, I'm talking about getting on the ground and running because they're going to be able to spread out more. He's absolutely right. They're going to be able to throw the ball at will. And there's nowhere for the Browns to go offensively.
Are you coming back on Friday after the game on Thursday?
Are we doing a Friday?
Oh, yeah. Yes. We're pretty much.
Are you coming back? Because I want to hear this same old song.
I am literally the social media person.
No.
And,
you're hook, line, and sinker
literally
into
here
this.
only 'cause
Don't be
Keenan.
trying to weasel out of this.
Oh, I'll come back.
This was honestly one of the best days of my life. One of the best days of my life.
Today
and it isn't
or
even over
yesterday?
yet. And I'll tell you why. Through 2 marriages and 63 years, I've never had a woman tell me, you're right.
Congratulations, bro. There's a first time for everything.
That's almost, you are everything, and everything is you. Ooh, you are everything.
I love this
Yeah,
part.
Russell Tompkins Jr., the stylist.
you go.
You got that, man.
All right.
Tanya, thank you for being with us today. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Tanya O'Rourke, check her out. She's on all over the place on 9 on Your Side.
Yep.
Mike McCoy, the Real McCoy, in the middle of a big inventory. Thank you for coming to be with us today. Thank you to our friends in Cleveland, to Ashley Zoka, to Mr. Satin. Tell your friends about it. We're on every Monday at 1 o'clock. We're downloadable on WCPO.com and on iTunes. It's the Flying Pigskin, Pigs Fly, every Monday at 1 and only on WCPO.com.